Everybody cough.
Right.
And everybody talks back.
We're heading back to losers' quarters.
The other side of bracket.
Indeed. Tion and Owen, two players with very impressive runs this fall. Owen pulling the upset and sending Daz back into... what the hell is that sound?
Yeah. That's kind of concerning.
Can someone shut that window?
Oh, right. Fine. Like, that's coming from a CLC. That'd be quite concerning.
Yeah, I think the CRT might have been thrown into a grinder over there.
It does sound like a grinder.
We try here. We try here.
Yeah.
And then suddenly someone stops like throwing a Hoover out of a window. Anyway, game one gonna take place on Smashville by the looks. Yep, Smashville. Marth versus Little Mac. How do you think this matchup's gonna play out?
Like, Owen really needs to keep up that, abuse that sword range. Like, if he has the range and you can get him off stage, it should be an easy job. But again, you really need to be careful with Lil Mac. Like, his moves come out so quick, you just kind of have to find your openings with Lil Mac.
Owen, a very grounded player, someone who will want to shut you out as much as he can. But there's shut out, and then there's...
Like, Owen really needs to be careful with these panic air dodges, because if a Lil Mac reads the air dodge just like that,
Mac will mix you up.
yeah. So you really have to be careful with how you want to land.
Already dead, 27%.
Just like that.
Barely 27 seconds on the clock, never mind.
Like, Lil Mac is fairly strong. Yep, just keep your distance.
Ooh,
and just like that.
Early kill.
Keep your distance. Get them tippers.
They're keeping this VOD short, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Like, this is a very explosive matchup. Like, it can go either way pretty quickly.
That's like, Tion's been getting a lot. So, both players have been getting a lot of the same thing all day. Tion's been getting a lot out of those raw side Bs. I should take a few stocks with it earlier. And in the same breath, Owen has been doing short hop shield breaker a lot. Which worked wonders against Daz's massive shield earlier on, but against a character as strong in his armor as Little Mac, you want to be careful. Managing to get back there. 32% on the clock with KO punch on the way, but not quite there yet. But Owen is going to be fighting back on this one. Every one of his approaches is getting stuffed out by that dash attack. Saved by the Smash platform.
And that was a good jab combo.
Very clean by Tion.
Bait out that air dodge.
Is it worth discussing the history of these two players? Owen was very much the first person to fall prey to the sleeper agent that was Tion back a few months ago. And he's never been able to really catch up.
Like, Lil Mac is one of these characters, like, those who know the matchup, like, is fairly straightforward, but those who haven't really played the matchup all that much, they just get scared of Lil Mac.
He was disregarded for a long time, so I don't think anybody really practiced him. And then when someone comes out of the woods like Tion, woof, you ain't prepared. Stops him out with the jab. Owen's Lucina to great effect earlier, disposing of Daz after a ineffective 2 games as Zero Suit Samus. Interesting to see if we'll see that character switch later on.
Like, Lil Mac's a bit like Marth in some essence. Like, his moves come out quick, but there's just like a tiny window where you can punish the move. But it's just one of these where you just have to react to it. Like,
you got to get used to it.
You'll get like a jab, and then like down slash like that, or whatever it may be.
Owen forcing his way back there with the dancing blade in the air.
Or he tried to go for the down tilt to up B. Nearly catching it, but I feel like it's slightly...
Tion mashing him with basic stuff here.
Like this good ledge trapping by Owen here, just keeping Lil Mac at bay. Like, look at this.
KO punch on deck, but Owen stopping him from getting the ledge with that down smash.
Oh, that was unlucky.
Side B yet again, causing another stock today.
Now he needs to be careful here not to get hit by down tilts, because down tilts can quite easily lead into KO punch.
This could be a very short stock.
So, yeah, now he's at KO percent.
That's the KO punch!
There we go. Just like that. Just reading the roll and landing the KO punch. Like, you have to be really careful with this, Lil Max. Like,
can't slip for a second.
Exactly.
What do you think? I mean, Owen pulled out a reverse 3-0 against Daz earlier. It's not impossible.
Right.
But it's going to be a long road back. Sticking Lucina, I think he's more confident in that. Definitely doing a better job at controlling space than he was with Marth.
Yeah, he just started to panic there, and You really don't want to be panicking when he's got KO punch on deck.
We're getting a full run back now.
Okay, let's see what.
Builds up the percent with a down angled dancing blade.
Like Owen just needs. I think he just needs to learn how Lil Mac approaches. Then just use that to time his shields well, or even just time counters well. And he's good to go, like this.
Carrying him across the stage. Very nicely done there with those 2 fairs. Not able to follow up though, but escapes from the forward smash with a very nice and timely up B.
Yeah, these some good mix-ups here, not panic air dodging into a huge forward smash by Lil
Be
Mac.
careful about that next hit though, because that's going to give him his worst nightmare.
Like, I feel like Tion potentially might just try and close out the stock. Well, there's no need because the KO punch is now gone.
KO punch gone. Equal percents, babe.
That was a good wait from
one hit in
Owen.
it, maybe. Owen being very patient now. This is more what we're familiar with.
Yeah.
Owen with very dominant stage control, being said, sneaking his way back over that top platform.
There we go, there's some down smashes which I'd like to see more from Tion, just because that down smash can 2-frame fairly straightforward, and if you get the 2-frame...
Finally getting punished for that side B. Gets the back air to take the first stock, but 88%, you want to be really careful.
That's a good way, just capping the top platform just to get rid of them invincibility frames. Like, you don't want to be challenging a Lil Mac with invincibility frames.
Managing to just get back, powering through with a shield. Looking for counter. Not sure if that was a misinput, maybe?
No, I think that was calculated. Like, that would have worked if, again, Tion landed a hit. No, he needs to be careful here. Like, yep, we can see more down slashes on Tion now. Try and hit them 2 frames.
Keeping that shield up, not letting Tion get unnecessary pressure, but that's gonna seal out the stock.
That's a good up smash.
Excellent up smash. Right. There we go. You can see the up B working really well as a combo breaker. Something we don't usually see because obviously the position it puts you in isn't exactly favourable. But every little counts against him. You can't follow up when he's above you anyway.
No, you can see Owen just playing it slowly, just keeping his distance.
Ooh, holding the shield breaker. Trying to mix things up a little bit. KO punch on deck though. He needs to be careful. Coming down with this.
Oh, that
There's the KO punch. It's a clean 3-0 from Tion.
Yeah, that was clean.
Woo!
Again, like just these panic air dodges, like could just tell you just air dodge, and with that air dodge landing lag, you just get hit by a KO punch.
You're gonna get knocked out. We are gonna be moving forward into losers semis then.